the magician. The cloak on Rex's phone were 11 o'clock when he noticed the smell. Not the usual Shopma XL, medley of fluor wax and synthetic linen, and the faint musk of 1,000 strangers passing through. This was something else, something organic, something that made his stomach clench before his brain fully processed what it meant. "Oh no," Leo said from 3 aisles over. "Oh God, no." Rex closed his eyes, opened them. The clock read 11:11. He blinked, checked again. 11:12 now. His phone must have frozen for a second. Happens sometimes when "Rex!" Leo's voice pitched louder. "Code Brown. My dude, Code Brown." Rex pocketed his phone and grabbed the mop bucket. The poop was in aisle 7, home goods. Decorative butterflies, specifically. Those wooden cutout things people hung on their walls to make suburban houses feel less like suburban houses. Someone had knocked over an entire display and then, apparently deciding that wasn't enough chaos for one morning, had defecated directly onto the wreckage. Leo stood at a safe distance, hands on his hips, shaking his head like a dismounted father. "That's impressive," he said. "I mean, structurally, the commitment alone." Rex said nothing. He was already calculating. Gloves first, and the biohazard bags, then the actual cleaning, which would require at least 2 passes with the industrial disinfectant. And a prayer to whatever God protected minimum wage workers from hepatitis. "You think they were making a statement?" Leo continued like an artistic protest against consumerism. "Because if so, I respect it. I don't like it, but I respect it. They were probably just sick," Rex said. "We're enlightened. We're sick. You're no fun." Leo pulled out his phone, angling for a photo. "I'm sending this to Edgar." "Don't. Why not? He loves this shit. Let it lay. Teachable moments, opportunities to gruff because," Rex said, pulling on the gloves with the practiced efficiency of someone who had done this far too many times. "If you send him a photo, he'll come down here. And if he comes down here, he'll want to talk about it. Out loud. With his mouth." Leo lowered his phone. Grid point. They cleaned in silence for a while. What Leo observed in silence while Rex cleaned up was their arrangement. Leo was technically supposed to help, but Leo had long ago mastered the art of looking busy while doing absolutely nothing. And Rex had long ago stopped caring. It wasn't that Rex was a pushover. It was that fighting took energy, and energy was a resource he could no longer afford to waste. "How's your book going?" Leo asked. Leaning against the shadow, Rex didn't look up. "It's still done. Still. You send it out again? You have 20 fake queries this month." And nothing. Rex sprayed another section of floor. The chemical smell burned the sinuses, auto rejections. The couple didn't even respond. Maybe you need to rewrite it. No. No, I'm just saying. It's perfect, Leo. Leo raised his hands in surrender. Okay. Perfect. Got it. He paused. "So I'm gonna publish it?" Rex Stubbs, probably good question. He'd been asking himself the same thing for 3 years now. The book was tight. Well structured. The prose was clean. He had beta readers. People he trusted tell him it was publishable. Good. Even. But every agent said the same thing in different words. Not quite right for us. curriculum. I don't know, Rex said finally. Maybe you're ahead of your time. Maybe. Or maybe, Leo said, grinning, you're just not woke enough. You try making the protagonist non-binary. That's hot right now. Book guys love that shit. Rex returned to scrubbing. I'm serious. Leo laughed. Slap a pride flag on the cover. Instant bestseller. It's not that kind of book. Every book is that kind of book if you market it right. Rex didn't respond. The floor was almost clean now. Another few minutes and it would be like nothing had ever happened. Just another invisible repair. Another mess erased. That was his job, really. Making problems disappear. They were finishing up when Edgar appeared. Not walked up. Not approached, appeared. One moment the aisle was empty. Except for Rex and Leo the next. Edgar was standing 3 feet away, smiling mid-smile. The one that was too wide, too bright, too practiced, holding his tablet like a clipboard and tilting his head in that way. That meant he was about to say something he thought was profound. Gentlemen, Edgar said. Rex's grip tightened on the mop handle. Edgar, Leo said, flower. I heard we had an incident. We handled it, Rex said. I'm sure you did. You always do. That's why you're my rock stars. Edgar smiled in a waving. And I wanted to take this opportunity, since we're all here, to go quit the phone is checking nothing for him. Just a little touch base. You know how I like to keep communication flowing. Rex glanced at the clock on the wall. 11:47. Sure, he said. Edgar tapped his tablet, scrolling through something. So, today's incident. Walk me through your response time. We responded immediately, Rex said. Immediately is good. Immediately is great. But let's talk about proactive versus reactive. See, what I'm seeing here is that we waited until the problem was already a problem before we addressed it. And I'm wondering, just spitballing here, if there's a way we could have anticipated this situation before it occurred. Leo snorted. Edgar's eyes flicked to him. Something funny, Leo. Yeah, actually. You want us to predict when customers are gonna shit on the floor. I want you to be mindful of customer behavior patterns. If someone looks distressed, if they're acting erratically, we have protocols. We shit on the butterflies, Edgar. Edgar's smile tightened. Just a fraction. Just enough to notice if you were paying attention. Language, Leo. It's a noun. It's unprofessional. So it's asking us to predict bowel movements. Rex watched the exchange with the detached interest of someone observing a nature documentary. Leo was poking the bear again. Edgar was doing the thing where he pretended to be patient, while mentally adding another note to Leo's file. This had happened before. It would happen again. Nothing ever changed. Let's refocus, Edgar said, turning back to Rex. Rex, you're our dependable one. We're a steady hand. Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your engagement with today's incident? Rex stared at him. You want me to rate cleaning up human feces? I want you to reflect on your approach to the task. Your mindset. Your emotional investment in maintaining our store standards. No. 7, Rex said. 7, Edgar typed something. And what would it take to get back to a 10? Hazard pay. barked a laugh. Emperor's smile finally cracked. Just for a second. Just long enough for something cold and sharp to show through before the mask slid back into place. Like I said, I appreciate the feedback. That's what these check-ins are for. Open dialogue. Transparent communication. We're all a family here at Shotmore and XL. And families talk about the hard stuff. Even especially. But it's uncomfortable. He tapped his tab up one more time. I'm looked up beaming. You both do amazing work. Throw it. I see you, I appreciate you. Keep it up. A minute's gone. Now walked away. Gone. Rex walked up Leo. Leo looked at Rex. The man Leo said slowly is gonna murder someone someday. Probably Rex agreed. Lunch break came at 2:47. Not 2:45. Not 3. The scheduling algorithm had determined this was optimal.
Rex didn't question it. Questioning things took energy. He met Leo behind the loading dock in the little corner where the dumpsters blocked the security camera's view. It smelled like rotten cardboard, but it was private and privacy was worth the stench. Leo was already rolling the joint when Rex arrived. "Rough morning," Leo said. "Yeah. You look like shit, by the way. Thanks." "I'm serious. When's the last time you slept?" Rex leaned against the wall, closing his eyes. "I sleep." "How much?" "Enough." Liar. He wasn't lying exactly. He did sleep. Just not well. Not long. There were always things that woke him up. Thoughts that wouldn't stop circling, anxieties that wouldn't settle, the persistent feeling that something was wrong in a way he couldn't articulate. And the dreams. God. The dreams. "You still taking your meds?" Leo asked. Rex opened his eyes. "Yeah." "They helping?" "Not anymore." "Why not?" "Price went up." Leo paused mid-roll. "How much?" 30%. "Jesus." "Yeah." "So what are you gonna do?" Rex shrugged. "Cut back. Take them every other day instead of daily. Make them last longer." "That's not how meds work, dude. It's how money works." Leo finished rolling, lit the joint, took a long drag, then passed it to Rex. "This is fucked," Leo said. "Yeah." "Like genuinely seriously fucked." "Yeah. You can't choose between food and not having panic attacks. That's not a choice, that's extortion." Rex inhaled, held it. The familiar burn in his lungs, the slow unfurling of tension in his shoulders. It wasn't the same as the pills, but it helped, sort of. Enough. World's not fair, Leo. No shit. But it's not supposed to be this unfair. There's regular unfair, and then there's... He gestured vaguely at everything. This. Rex passed the joint back. They stood in silence for a while, watching smoke curl up toward the gray sky. "You ever think about quitting?" Leo asked. "Every day. But you don't. Can't afford to write. Can't afford to quit. Can't afford to stay. Can't afford to exist." Leo laughed, but it was the wrong kind of laugh. The kind that meant he wasn't joking. It's genius, really. Trap people so perfectly they don't even realize they're trapped. "I realize," Rex said quietly. "Yeah. But you're still here. So are you. I'm a coward. You're surviving. Same thing." Rex didn't argue. Leo was probably right. Survival and cowardice had started to look identical somewhere along the way. It was hard to tell the difference anymore. His phone buzzed, breaks over. The rest of the shift blurred. Restocking shelves. answering questions from customers who treated him like a search engine with legs, cleaning up spills, fixing displays, smiling when required, apologizing when required, existing in the narrow space between visible and inconvenient. At one point, he walked past a butterfly display. The one from earlier had been restocked already. Fresh wooden cutouts, all identical, arranged in perfect rows, as if nothing had ever happened. He stared at them for longer than necessary. They stared back with painted eyes. Beautiful, delicate, trapped behind clear plastic packaging. Freedom priced at $14.99 each for a moment. Just a moment. Rex felt an overwhelmed surge of something he couldn't name. Rage or grief or envy, maybe. He wanted to smash them. All of them. Wanted to tear them off the shelf and scatter them across the floor and walk away and never come back in. You good? Rex turned. Leo was watching him with an expression Rex couldn't quite read. Yeah, Rex said. Just tired. You sure? Yeah. Leo didn't look convinced, but he let it go. They always let it go. Rex clocked out at 11:11 p.m. He stared at the timestamp on the screen for a full 10 seconds before someone behind him cleared their throat impatiently. He stepped aside, walked to his car, drove home through streets that all looked the same, past buildings that all looked the same, surrounded by people who all looked the same. His phone buzzed. Your prescription refill has been declined. Please update your payment method. Rex set the phone down, stared through the windshield at nothing. Somewhere in the distance, a butterfly hit the windshield, a real one, not wooden, and died instantly, leaving a small smear of wing dust on the glass. Rex turned on the wipers. The smear spread, then disappeared, just like everything else.